Good evening, Lynn. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So how has your week been since the last time we've seen each other?
It's been pretty good. I didn't have as many anxiety attacks this week.
When you say as many,
So I think last week I said that I had like maybe like four or
four.
five.
Yes.
Yeah. So this week I think it's been down to like maybe two or three.
Okay. Do you think you know why there has been a decrease in your anxiety attacks?
Honestly, I really think it's just because I didn't have a lot of stress from school this past week. I only had like one test and one paper to write this
Okay.
week, so I think that has a lot to do with it. But this up and coming week, I think it's just gonna be back to normal, unfortunately, just because like it's finals week, so I'm already stressed out being here right now when I think I should be studying. So
Understandable. So did you try any of the techniques that we talked about last week?
I did try some of the breathing exercises that you had went over with last week, but I don't think they were really helpful. I kind of didn't start deep breathing and, counting down until I was already in the middle of an attack or like on the verge of having one. So I don't see how useful it really was.
But when you started counting down and you started doing the deep breathing, even in the middle of the attack, did it ease any of the anxiety?
It did. It did. I kind of like was able to regroup and kind of, like get like my thought process together. So it did help. I just think like the main issue with that it's just that like I really didn't remember to do it until I was like already in an attack. And like kind of what I was telling you last week is that like I want to prevent attacks from happening altogether. Like
Right.
I don't like the feeling of having them, so like I want them to stop. So it just I kind of like just felt discouraged that I didn't remember to do it until it was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out right now.
But you remembered eventually and you did it. So I would say that that's good. And that's a step towards you not having them at all. Because it's not going to stop completely overnight. It's going to take time and the use of the techniques. Do you remember the other techniques that we went over?
I remember some of them. I remember like the whole like you telling me to kind of just like try to start thinking more positively about like when I'm about to start studying or like while I'm studying, that sort of thing. So I do remember some of that stuff from last week.
Okay, so let's go over the positive thoughts that we came up with. Okay, so as I recall, you told me that while you're studying, you think to yourself, I'm not going to be able to remember this whole chapter, so now when I go take the test, I'm not going to know the answers, and then therefore fail the test. And what positive thought did we come up with to replace that?
I think like one of the things that we had said is that instead of like you said thinking like I'm not gonna be able to remember all this stuff, it was like I'm gonna study this one page, take a couple of notes, try to highlight some things, try to remember what my professor said, and then take a break to get a drink of water or something, and then go back and study the next page and kind of go through the same process again.
Exactly. Very good. Also, as I recall, you said that as soon as you start studying, you start to think to yourself automatically, I'm going to fail the test. I'm going to fail out of school. I'm never going to live my dream of becoming a surgeon.
Yeah, so I think the other phrase that we had came up with to kind of replace that is that, that I'm going to be able to sit down and study. I'm going to be able to get through this test. I'm going to be able to go to go over my study guides and talk to my professor and go to study groups. And, I'm going to pass my test and I'm going to become a world-renowned surgeon.
Good, because we figured out that you thinking that negatively, as you said, it leads up to the anxiety attack. And then that's when we talked about the deep breathing, and you can count to 10 or from 10, whatever will help you ease that anxiety.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, and that's like you said, like when we talked about in the beginning, like that's when I started like the whole breathing exercises from when I was feeling like the anxiety attacks. But like I said, I tried to do the positive thoughts, but I mean, I think what I failed to do was think about them in my head instead of saying them out loud.
Okay, so maybe next week when you go to study, when you're going to have more finals, more tests, more papers, you can say them out loud to yourself instead of just thinking it. Or you can even write them down on Post-its and stick them around your house, stick them in the bathroom, on the refrigerator, on your doors, any type of note to remind yourself that you can get through it.
Okay. I think that's a good idea. Like, if I can just, like, cause I'll have my notebook where I keep like all of the stuff, like my written notes that I take in class. So I guess if I was just like doodle it in a corner on my notebook.
On the side, and you can go back to it when you start to feel yourself getting worked up or those negative thoughts start to come back. You can read that to yourself and remind yourself that you can get through it.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely try that.
What about the pleasurable activities? Do you remember any of those that we spoke about?
I remember a few of them. I think that we had talked about me just like taking time away from the studying and just like using like time to like quickly glance at like centerpieces
for
the
your
wedding. Yeah. So I think like I didn't try it, but I do remember you telling me to do that. I did try calling my best friend. So.
And how did that go?
That didn't go good. That did not go good at all. We ended up on the phone for like 3 hours. So studying obviously went out the window after that because I got off the phone with her and I was just like, well, might as well shower and go to bed. So
okay. So what about when you first got on the phone? Did you say like, hey, like how was your day? I have 20 minutes to talk before I have to get back to my studies.
No, I didn't try to do that. I called her and I was just like, I'm studying, like, but I don't want to study, so what are you doing? And it kind of just turned into a conversation from how was your day to, yo, remember back in high school? So
started reminiscing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about if you set limits for yourself, time limits for when you go to do those pleasurable activities in between studying so that you can get back to it? You know, I'm going to call my best friend for 20 minutes. I'm going to look at 5 to 10 centerpieces for 15 minutes and then go back to studying.
Okay. I guess I can do that, like set like a timer on my phone.
Right.
So that way, like when the timer goes off, I just know that I have to get back to studying. So I can try that.
Okay, so how about this? Is there another pleasurable activity you think you can do instead of talking to your best friend, and then once you're done completely studying, you can go and talk to your best friend for more than 20 minutes, an hour or two to decompress, and that can be like your chill, so to speak, after you're done studying, and it won't be on your mind anymore?
Yeah, there's a few things that I can do. I can pack my lunch for the next day. I could probably like, cause I usually like run the dishwasher before I sit down to study, so I guess I can like dry the dishes and put them away. I know I'm like weird, but cleaning is like one of the things that kind of like helps me relax and kind of like ease my mind. So those are like the two things that I would think of as like kind of just helping prepare for the following day, or some activities I could probably do.
Okay, so how about we do that for the homework assignment, so to speak, for the next week, because you have more tests coming up, more papers, and you just said that cleaning helps you relax. So you can read a couple pages, start the dishwasher, read a couple more. Maybe it's not done by then. You can start your lunch, go and study some more, and then maybe by then it may be done, and you can take them out, dry them off, put them up, come back, and then finish studying and call your best friend, and then from there you can decompress and studying's out of the way for the day.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea, because it gives me like a few breaks and like in between like the studying. So I think it'll give like me a chance to kind of like regroup and kind of remember like why I'm doing all the studying in the first place. So
and you'll still have your notes in the corner or wherever you choose to put them. So, but if the cleaning doesn't work and you still get worked up a little bit, are you opposed to trying the breathing exercises again? Do you think they helped you enough to want to try them again?
No, I'm not opposed to trying them. Like, I'll definitely try them again, because, like you said, like they were helpful. I think, actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm just, like I said, I was going to, like, write the notes in my corner. I think I'm probably just going to, like, seriously write down to breathe. Like,
that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to, like, write down to, like, try breathing exercises, because I think that's just, it's going to help me in the long run, because if I'm already reminding myself to think these positive thoughts, I might as well remind myself to try to deep breathing exercises still, so.
That's very good. Okay, so since you have more tests coming up and more papers being that it's finals week, how many days out of the week do you plan on studying?
7.
7.
7 days, like, you don't understand, like, this doctorate program is real, so, I mean, I'm probably going to end up studying, like, maybe 5, but it should be 7.
5.
But we'll say 5, we'll say 5.
Okay, 5. So when you come back next week, you're going to try everything that we went over last week and this week with the minor adjustments. And then we'll see how many attacks you had over the week and compare that to the last 2 weeks. You had 2 this week, and then in the previous week you said 4 to 5, and you had more work then. So we'll definitely compare and see just how well this is going.
Okay. All right. I think that's a good idea.
Sounds good?
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. I'll see you next week.
Thanks.